Better pack warm. You're headed to Teufelsberg. Failure is not an option.
What's going on, everybody? This is dkdynamite for a very exciting video here for you guys tonight. We're going to be talking about new information regarding Season 5 maps, Year 2 DLC, a new weapon, and a few updates that you guys may have missed. Definitely stay tuned. But before we jump into that, be sure to hit that subscribe button down below, and let me know which color you think the logo is going to be over in Season 5. I'm going to guess purple for now, but I do love how they change the color every single season. I'll also be live this Tuesday for the Activision Investors Call, where I'll also be giving away some other bundles in Black Ops Cold War for those out there that may have missed my previous giveaway. Hope to see you guys there. I'm very intrigued for the phone call since a lot could be revealed about the next Call of Duty, a potential Year 2 for Cold War, and of course their response to the recent allegations made against Activision Blizzard. Now, today is August the 1st, which means it's the month of reveals, events, surprises, and of course Season 5 in just 10 short days. Cannot believe that, and I hope you guys are excited as I am for this. But in the background we have a victory of the brand new Gunfight tournament over in Cold War multiplayer, and the reward isn't very good for beating it, as I'll show you again, a basic blueprint for the DMR, but you guys know I enjoy completing all of these just for the sake of doing so. I do love Cold War multiplayer. Yes, I have an opinion. Shocker. Now, as a huge reminder as well, this Friday the 6th, I'll be participating in Zombies for Charity 3, and I'm honored to be a captain for Team Bomb Squad. We'll be going at it against a few other teams in some Cold War-based challenges, while all the proceedings for the event will go to the A Kid Again Foundation. I'll have a link down below in the description. Last year we raised over $6,000 with other smaller creators in the community for St. Jude's Children's Hospital. Really excited about this event. It's one of my favorite parts about being a content creator, right? Coming together with some other people that are as like-minded and working together towards a greater cause. Truly honored about this, but first and definitely foremost, today we got the release of the final spicy bundle, as I'm going to call it, for Season 4, and this is called Magma Fury for 2,400 COD points. You get the Magma Fury Ultra skin, and yes, the skin is animated just like the Tier 100 Jackal. Comes with a blueprint for the 74U, the AUG, and the Diamatti. All these weapons come with gold tracers and sunburst dismemberment effects, along with fire elemental damage for zombies, built into these blueprints, of course. And we have a new vehicle skin, a horn, and a cool finishing move there, as you guys can see. Now, Fajardi has done it yet again with the Marvel crossovers in my thumbnails and turned him into Surtur here for tonight's thumbnail. Hopefully you guys recognize that if you're a fan of Thor Ragnarok or just a fan of the comic books where his character plays a really large role in truly incredible work. He's done it yet again as always, never disappoints. But I want to remind you guys that I'm going over the bundles in most of my videos since they're a part of the news. If you're not interested in them, that's totally fine. I'm not forcing anybody to spend their wallets over here on COD points. Totally up to you guys if you find any of these worth it in terms of the content. But again, save all your opinions for the comments and be respectful towards people out there that do like the bundles, either in Cold War or Warzone. Now, next up we got a very promising tweet from the insider, the Modern Warfare 2 Ghost, who earlier today tweeted out there are still about 12 maps designed for Cold War yet to come, say 3 each for Season 5 and Season 6, then a bunch post-season. That's a nice amount of maps. Pretty sure there may be a remake post-launch too, and by post-season he does mean post-Cold War's life cycle, so after Vanguard releases, probably in late October, early November. He also once heard about more content coming to both Modern Warfare and Cold War post-cycles, but as you've noticed, Modern Warfare really hasn't gotten any updates this past year. I mean, a couple of small maps, a couple of bundles, a few weapons here and there, but insider Tom Henderson shared not too long ago some information that lines up with this, that Cold War has been more successful in more ways than another, probably because of zombies as well, which has led Activision to considering giving Cold War essentially the BO3 treatment with more support post-cycle, whether it be maps, weapons, maybe even zombies experiences. Now, if we're going to get 3 maps in Season 5 and then 3 for Season 6, hopefully more than that, but if those are the numbers, then that'll leave us with 6 more maps yet to release for this game. And could there be a proper Season 7, or we just get a random update every now and again in Cold War, bringing us new maps throughout 2022? I mean, I'm hoping that Treyarch doesn't treat any post-cycle content like Infinity Ward did, where they just randomly drop things. I would hope for a bit of marketing, a mention of it somewhere where it doesn't feel like it's leaked in the game. We've had that too many times in Modern Warfare where random content goes live early, there's no mention of it, and then it gets removed a day later because of a mistake. I'm not sure how the mistake even happens, but that's kind of what's been going on in Modern Warfare. And looking at what can happen now, Treyarch hits different with their marketing, so I'm sure they'll actually announce things at some point, unless Activision tells them not to. But I'm also curious if Vanguard isn't doing that great behind the scenes, or maybe they're set for a good launch, but aren't necessarily ready for a Season 1 of DLC for that game, time, and maybe we'll end up having some Cold War content to fill up that roadmap, which would be a bit strange. In the case Sledgehammer needs a bit more time to get the game off the ground with post-launch DLC, maybe Activision has a backup plan. They're like, alright, we'll just continuously update Cold War in the meantime until more DLC is ready for Vanguard. Not sure what the deal is there, and we also know Activision doesn't really add much to older CODs unless the current one needs a bit of support. Times may have changed, but for example, BO3 got a year 2 when Infinite Warfare wasn't doing that hot, and Modern Warfare Remastered dropped at the same time, while even when World War II was banging over in 2017, BO3 still had a third year of support with more maps, weapons, and other surprises, even little events on top of that. So I wouldn't be shocked if Cold War got that Black Ops 3 treatment, since it's been regarded as one of the more successful Call of Duties of all time. Whether anybody likes it or not, that's just the case with it, factually and statistically. But bear in mind, this could even include smaller maps like gunfight experiences, or larger maps for combined arms and Fireteam. I'm sure the number 12 for maps isn't limited to 6v6 experiences, and we know at least about 3-ish maps so far, right? Echelon for Season 5, remakes that include Plaza and Yemen from Black Ops 2, with other rumors circulating like Slums, which we just got in COD Mobile, so maybe that rumor wasn't correct, and even a rumor about Castle from World at War being brought back as a bit of a remake. Still plenty of room for Black Ops 1 remakes on top of that, which I badly want to see. With this mention of 12 maps being on the way, I'm sure at least some of them will be Black Ops 1 related, so I'm crossing my fingers for that one. I'm sure some of you guys out there are wondering what the deal is with zombies as well, and as of right now, not much is known about the future for that mode in regards to DLC 4, Outbreak expansions, and other main Easter egg. I'm sure more will be revealed about zombies specifically in the next week, either by insiders or through official marketing, but still cross your fingers. If multiplayer is going to get year 2 updates, I don't see why zombies won't, so we may end up getting that Chronicles 2 DLC at some point in 2022, maybe even sooner than that. But the question is, will it be paid like the first Chronicles was $30, or will it be a free update? Totally unknown right now, but I say remakes fit best with year 2 filler content instead of dropping them during year 1. But again, people may think differently, and that's totally okay. But the internet is a crazy place, as you guys know. Images of the Season 5 artwork are already floating around out there and line up perfectly with our analysis of the Season 4 outro cinematic cutscene. I, of course, have to be careful with this because I'm just reporting the news, not trying to leak anything here, but sometimes the news is spicy like that. Let it be coverage from a major gaming news outlet or even a content creator. We gotta talk about things like this. So in the intro cutscene, we clearly see a Kitsune mask on the floor. Correct me if I'm pronouncing that wrong. While we already know, based on other reports, that the internal name for an operator coming out, presumably the face of the season, will be Kitsune, but that isn't the official name for this character, similar to how Jackal's internal name was Deathstalker over in Season 4, but the word Kitsune, or however you want to pronounce it, does still ring some resemblance to who the character is going to be. The artwork floating around on the internet right now does confirm a Japanese female operator who is unmasked with an eye patch, but strangely has the numbers floating right behind her as she's crouched in a familiar sitting bull position, which I'm going to put the familiarity over on screen for you guys. Yes, some Black Ops 1 callback there. And the numbers do in fact confirm that after Jackal destroyed the satellites in Season 4, the plan with the sleeper agents, which Stitch currently has in motion, can now commence over in Verdansk. And I'm sure this will end up leading Adler to fully turn on us. He'll be completely delusional, similar to Mason, similar to Bell. That's going to be great. And I'm sure it'll even piss off a very disturbed Alex Mason, who will not be a fan at all of Stitch resurrecting the numbers program over in Verdansk. So his reappearance is going to be really interesting. Cannot wait to see that. I hope he makes a surprise appearance either in the Season 5 intro, the outro, or at the very last minute over in Season 6. My question is though, with all these villains, sleeper agents, a turned Adler, what will this lead to, right? Do we just get what is hopefully an action-packed cutscene where a shootout happens? Or will it be an event of sorts, probably in Warzone, where we have to kill each of these bad lads one by one? But already had a theory of having to complete a certain challenge on the operator's exclusive maps at some point in Cold War multiplayer through a limited time event. For example, Stitch on Pines, Naga on Apocalypse, Wraith on Mount Yemmental, Jackal on Collateral, then Kitsune here in Echelon. And don't forget, Kitsune won't be her actual name, just the internal name right now. But yeah, maybe their exclusive maps they're introduced alongside them have something to do with an event of sorts that leads to all of their deaths, or they're going to be saved for a potential sequel to Cold War, which also will take place in between Black Ops 1 and 2 again, or could take place in that big gap from the past and future sections of Black Ops 2, the 30 years when Mason went missing. They definitely cover a lot of ground there with some of these characters that we've all grown very fond of. I don't want to see anybody die here, but these characters are great, and I'm very confident Treyarch's going to come up with some banger writing to wrap up this game's life cycle. Now, it's definitely looking like an Avengers level threat here with all these villains, so I'm hopeful for a spicy ending that's not much of a cliffhanger, but something that sets up Black Ops 2's opening very well, since as of now, Black Ops 2 is still canon, so I'd be shocked if Season 6 doesn't introduce us to a young Menendez, shows how Kravchenko gets plucked out of Omega and goes to the Middle East, how Adler's situation gets wrapped up, so on and so forth, and it'll leave us where we left off at the beginning of Black Ops 2 a bit, where Mason is retired taking care of David Mason. lots of questions with how this is all going to tie in together. Hopefully everything's still canon and there aren't going to be any major retcons, but you never know what the deal is there. I'm just very hopeful for some banger writing from Treyarch Studios. With the numbers in this artwork though, I'm sure you're thinking that Mason is finally going to drop in Season 5. Totally a possibility. The fact that numbers are in the artwork here, how ironic would that be though, after Fajardi just posted his official looking concept art, as I will show you on screen again. And that's bold of Activision to not have Mason be the face of the season, but you never know, he could still be the face of Season 5 Reloaded, similar to how Weaver is for Season 4 Reloaded. He ended up dropping alongside Reloaded and the release of Mauer Toten. So again, what are the chances that Activision doesn't bank on fan favorite characters like Mason, despite having a different voice actor here in Cold War? I'm sure that would sell very damn well. And we also have those voice lines you probably forgot about. They leaked, I think it was almost a year ago now. It might have been last August or last September of 2020. And these voice lines consisted of all the operators over in Modern Warfare and Warzone saying the numbers Mason, what do they mean? So could that have been part of a scrapped event that never happened? Are they still being saved for something in the future? Will it be an emote? I'm still wondering what those lines meant or what they were going to be for. Maybe when you buy the Mason bundle and do a finisher move that comes with that bundle, your operator, no matter who you're playing as, will say the numbers Mason, what do they mean? I'm still hopeful for that Reznov theory to come true, with him literally coming into live action and killing an enemy for you, similar to the zombie from the Weaver bundle. But as far as the new weapon goes now, I'm very excited about this. What's really interesting is that the Kitsune character in this artwork is holding what looks like dual wield Tech 9s, if you're familiar with that weapon from Counter-Strike. But on the Tech 9 it does say Sally with a few tally marks on it, and just how the 1911 does over in Black Ops 1. So that really has me thinking, what does this actually entail now, right? If I'm not mistaken, no other weapons in the Black Ops universe have said that apart from the 1911 from the first Black Ops game. So correct me if I've forgotten any weapons down below in the comments that may also say Mustang and Sally, but I'm very interested as to why it says that. Could that be a hint that Mason is going to drop in Season 5? Totally unclear, but we do have a gameplay trailer coming sooner than expected, I would say, so marketing is going to begin as early as this upcoming week, as Treyarch confirmed in the previous tweet, which is about a week early from how they usually market a brand new season. Typically, they start marketing a new season very heavily on a Monday before the launch of the season on that Thursday, so about 3 days before, but I don't mind getting some early marketing here, whether it's gameplay, whether it's some GIFs on Twitter. Wouldn't be shocked if they teased the new Outbreak region in the form of a GIF like they usually did in previous seasons too. So I'm wondering what's going to be on the big blog post tomorrow, as we usually get every Monday. So I'll keep you guys posted with a brand new video tomorrow evening. And at least now we know about one weapon for Season 5, since luckily not much is known about any upcoming weapons for this game or Warzone. And to me that's fine, since I do love some good surprises whenever they drop for a roadmap, for a trailer. So the more the merrier here. I'm glad that we don't know that much about too much of the content dropping in Season 5 here. And we still do have 2 weapons to release in Season 4, and there's a good 10 days left to do that. The CX-9 in Modern Warfare and Warzone, and the Mace melee weapon in Cold War multiplayer. I'm sure both of those will be announced in tomorrow's blog post, whether it's through bundles, in-game challenges. Be on the lookout for that one. But last and definitely not least, I want to talk a bit about the new Undead Siege mode, which released yesterday night for Call of Duty Mobile. So this is essentially the new tower defense Outbreak equivalent, but for mobile devices. You could of course play COD Mobile through a bit of an emulator on PC to make the gameplay feel smoother, for it to look better. Totally up to you guys, but still, it wasn't the greatest mode. It features our beloved Ether characters with brand new voice lines apparently, so I'm still wondering how that worked out, right? They said their goodbyes at the end of Tag Their Toe In. The voice actors were at Treyarch Studios, you know, being emotional, talking about the end, and then all of a sudden they got hired back for COD Mobile. I'm not sure how that worked out, but their inclusion doesn't really feel like it worked, at least for me. It just felt like a bit of a cash grab, right? Reusing some fan favorite characters to boost the popularity of a new update, and I'm really curious how the mode would have performed, at least player base wise, if the Ether characters weren't included in this. The cutscenes are beautiful, don't get me wrong, but the gameplay just wasn't the greatest. I think what was funny, at least to me, was that people out there were gassing up this mode quite a bit just because the Ether characters returning, but then quickly realized after the mode came out that it's for a mobile game. You shouldn't have your expectations set to the point where you think it's going to beat Outbreak from Cold War or beat regular round-based zombies experiences. It's a mode in a mobile game, but hey, if this tower defense mode came to the official Outbreak in the future, I'm sure it would play great. You could almost say it's the right mode on the wrong platform, something that fans kind of have requested for a few years now, a tower defense-like mode, but in COD Mobile where you're a bit limited on what you can actually do. You also can't explore the big map since you're very limited on what you can do in the mode, and I'm sure the mode could get better over time where they can just add to it. I know round-based maps are coming back to COD Mobile in the foreseeable future, whether it's this summer or later. Expect maps like Shinonuma, Nocturne and Toten, Trans Remake, even more than that, and maybe when those maps sit alongside this mode, people will understand this mode a little bit more more, they'll appreciate it a little bit, but as of right now, as the only zombies mode in COD Mobile, it just isn't the best, and I probably wouldn't play it too much again unless they update it significantly. But hey, what do you know? I'm really curious what the updates are going to look like for COD Mobile Zombies in the future. Hopefully the player base was strong enough to warrant keeping the mode in the game this time. But all in all, with Tom Kane currently resting and not voice acting because of a stroke he had recently, I wasn't really a big fan of seeing Takeo unconscious in this story going on for this mode. They could have just let these characters rest. And it feels like it's almost a bit too soon to be seeing these characters again after the big finale and tag their toe in. So was this done just to shut people up who are complaining about voice lines and operators in Cold War, people that miss the old characters? Was it just done as a business move because they knew it would work? I'm not sure what the deal is here, but at the end of the day, I'm happy with the story going on in Cold War, and I'm happy that fans out there who miss Primis could still enjoy something of them here with Call of Duty Mobile. But that is about it. This has been dkdynamite. Leave our thoughts down below in the comment section. What are your thoughts on new information regarding Season 5, Year 2 DLC, the new Tech 9 weapons, and how do you feel about the Undead Siege event over in Call of Duty Mobile? Did it flop, or were you a fan of it? Really hope you enjoyed, and peace out, everyone.